Hello, Al pals. This is Big Al. Welcome to Big Al Presents Films with Friends. The film is 1953's George Powell's classic version of The War of the Worlds. And the friends are, of course, the Pacellis in all their wonderful glory. First, let's introduce a very green-looking Troy. I'm very worried about him. Although I look very similar. We're very similar tonight.
Gosh, us Martians, you just can't tell us apart. We all look alike.
I tell you, I know, through the three, all that, those weird tri eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
But yes, Cartan, the Klingon cleric, Mr. Troy Pacelli, welcome. Thank you for joining me.
How are you doing tonight?
I am doing quite well, actually, quite well.
What you sipping on? Lemonade?
I am virgin limoncello. Yes, I am lemonade.
I just watched a YouTube video about how to make limoncello. Not that I'm planning on trying it myself.
I'd like to try. I actually would like to try that. Actually,
I got a buddy who does his own home brewing, and I'm just like that and canning and jarring and stuff. I can't bring myself to do it, even though I am interested in the concept. I myself am drinking actually something very similar. It's a soda called Squirt. It's a grapefruit soda.
Squirt. I remember Squirt.
Yep. So similar.
And of course, with Troy, his much better half by at least 38% better.
38%. How do you come by? I mean, I'm not disputing it. That's a weird number.
Math is the language of the universe. It's Miss Nanette of Netters Network. How are you doing, my dear?
I'm doing wonderfully, Al. And it's great to be here again with you this week.
Well, thank you. And let's see who we've got. Well, so far we've got Daniel Heron and Zetopia. Welcome so far. Yeah, we've only got a few people watching, but that's all right. Like I said, the Al Pals are small but mighty.
I after last night's stream, I am not feeling too bad about having smaller streams because as we were doing the stream, someone popped in that just blew me away, and I got so excited. It was Jay from Drunk 3PO, and I was like, oh my gosh. And he was really there for my guest, but still it was really, really awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. I was I know the professor had a really big stream last night, and Ethan Skyver popped in.
Yep, I heard about that.
Wow. I was like, darn, that is so awesome.
And then I got a new subscriber today in Paulie from the Mexican Slant from Midnight's Edge. Another celebrity as far as I'm concerned on YouTube. I'm like, man, this is pretty awesome,
Is that the same guy who subbed me?
No, that was somebody else. But yeah, I mean, it was very, very exciting. So I'm now past the 200 mark in subscribers. Awesome. Catching up to you, Big Al.
Yeah, I haven't checked my numbers lately. I was like
253.
Oh, really?
You're at 253. Yeah,
that's awesome. I am very happy about that.
And I'm at 215, so I'm a little bit behind you, about 40 behind you.
Well, that's cool. Like I'm very happy with 250, and like I said, once the move gets taken care of, hopefully I'll be able to do a few odd more videos, at least once a week or something. I almost went live last night, but I just was. I'm very psychologically wasted.
I understand
for a lot of the time because of what's going on. As an update. Basically 90% of my stuff is over at the new place. They moved, moved a lot more, trying to figure out the logistics possibly for this week for getting me over with and my bed and like the big stuff and like a few items. We got like some kitchen stuffs over there, and Mom's got a bed, and like I said, all my books and collectibles and things like that are over there. And like I said, there's still some stuff to go, but we're getting there. And it's just a matter of, I just wish I didn't have to rely on the public transportation
Yeah.
to get me there. I wish I knew someone that had a I should put it on Facebook, but I don't know. It's kind of like begging. It's like, see, I was like, I can actually chat with you and maybe like give you some money to get me over there when I know for sure someone's moving the bed.
Yeah.
But that's the main thing. But otherwise, everything is going fine. Like I said, it's exciting. It's really getting to the point where it's getting ready to happen, and I'll just be glad when it's over. Over and done.
I get it.
And then of course the unpacking will have to come.
Even though it's exciting and nice and new and a better place and everything, there's a lot of chaos surrounding a move,
Yeah, and the stuff you find. I found, sadly, it does not work. I tried. I put a battery in it today. It didn't work. The Battlestar Galactica handheld game.
Mm-hmm.
It basically is based on the football game. It's the same thing, just with different stickers.
Sure.
Sadly, it didn't work, but still, it's a great display piece.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's just like, ooh, I wished it still worked. That would have been so awesome. But I love older games like that.
Clean the contacts. It might just be they got a little bit of crud on them.
And there are YouTube channels that do go through how to repair old electronic games and stuff like that.
Maybe I'll look into that. I don't know if I'll have the wherewithal to do that, but that'll be something to look into.
Yeah, when it comes to that electronic stuff, I'm probably not the best for that. If you had told me, like, for example, your Millennium Falcon wasn't working, that one I'd be like, oh, now that I know how to talk you through or show you how or whatever.
Yeah, I got most of the pieces for that has been promised to someone, and he's not getting it until he shows up and helps me unpack.
Well, that's fair. That is fair.
He doesn't. I haven't put that condition on him, but that's pretty much going to be. I ain't shipping it. Yeah, I gave away a lot of my the friend who's helping me. His name is John. God bless this man and his wife, who are present company excluded, two of the nicest people I've ever known in my life. Went to high school. They were 1 year, like 1 or 2 years behind me. I think he was one. I'm not 100% sure about her. And then I knew them with the fighting. Like I said, if you've seen my fighting video, one of my first videos, he's one of the guys I'm fighting. And but they have been here 3 or 4 times and just have gone through a lot of stuff. And I gave him all of my old swords. Well, not all of them, most of them, to either give away, have, display, whatever you want to do with them. And I gave him my Darth Vader TIE Fighter, my regular TIE Fighter, the Cloud car, the Bespin Cloud car, and Slave One.
Now, all of these are the vintage figures, the vintage 1980s.
Yeah, they were, when they came out, I was got them.
I asked because there's been new versions of them since the 90s.
Right. My X-Wing that I kept my X-Wing, which is I got all the pieces to. Thank God. Sadly, does not work. The S-foils don't want to lock, but
sure.
On it, 1978 Kenner Corporation. Nice. So it's original. And I also kept my I'm keeping my Luke land speeder because it was the first one the first Star Wars toy I ever got was the land speeder.
For most people, if it wasn't the action figures, that was probably the first vehicle that most people got, because it was smaller, more affordable.
Yeah, smaller, more affordable, and it just was more it just was available. It was out there.
Yeah.
Also, hey, Casey Scott has showed up. Hey,
and Melissa
Casey Scott and Melissa Harrison Sons. Oh, I missed Melissa Harrison Sons 3.0. Oh, and Daniel Heron. I do want to thank Daniel. The package that he mailed in March, literally the day after St. Patrick's Day, was mailed. This is when it was, stamped. Arrived yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
God bless the Postal Service. But it's a great book. It's the Batman
When you
60s.
say blessed, do you mean like the Southern bless their hearts?
Bless their hearts.
Okay, that's what I figured. Okay.
But yeah, it's the hardcover compilation Batman 66, Wonder Woman 77 story.
That is a good story. Have you read it yet?
Cool. I have not had a chance to read it yet.
Oh, it is good. We have the originals
right in my right. I'm literally touching it with my fingers as we speak. But yes, to the movie War of the World, 1953. This is one of the iconic sci-fi films of the 50s. It's like this film and The Day the Earth Stood Still are probably the two greatest quote unquote 50 sci-fi films ever.
Yeah.
And I will say the first time I ever saw this, I have said it before, was at a drive-in theater, and it showed after Star Wars, the original Star Wars, at the drive-in, and it was amazing to me at that time, because I was 15, 16 at the time, because I mean, this was like the umpteenth billion time I'd seen Star Wars, and so it was backed with that, and wow, what a time! Now, you guys have seen the film, right?
Oh, many times. Sure.
Yeah.
This was I think the first time I saw it as a kid was Family Classics, Sunday nights on WGN. But I've seen it many times since. I think Svengoolie even did a showing of this at one point.
Really? Wow, I wouldn't
so.
be surprised. I mean, it'd be a great Svengoolie kind of show, because it does have its, it has its moments of fun.
And Svengoolie's gone through his, sometimes more towards the sci-fi, not quite so horror, just once in a while. So
yeah, but, I do want to say that I do know the film, you have to rent it, or stuff like that to watch along. I know it's on Cracked. The Cracked Crackle.
Yep, Crackle, I think it is, or something like that.
Yeah,
it's also on Philo and a couple others. But again, we're talking about services that have commercials. So
yeah, and
on Philo, you can actually skip through the commercials.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I do that when I'm watching a show on there. I just hit the forward button and it just goes right through them.
Okay, but
it's also on. I can't remember. I'm trying to find what.
Let me look.
What it is? It's like some weird site, and it's
Fubo TV.
No, it's something. God,
wait, you were right. Crackle. It's related to. Oh, I see. Crackle, Fubo, Amazon Prime with a premium subscription, Paramount Plus, Philo. There is YouTube. Now we're getting into rentals: Google Play, Vudu, iTunes, Apple.
Yeah, but there was like another Cinema Pop, some weird name website that actually had it. Like you could just watch it for free. I can't remember what it was, and I'm looking for it now, and I cannot find it.
Well, beyond the regular,
but it's on Crackle. So
yeah,
and it's
beyond the regular, what do you call them? Usual suspects. You start getting into websites that we're not necessarily going to suggest or recommend. We don't know them, but
correct.
If you find it somewhere else, by all means, feel free.
Because, like I told these guys before we started the stream, my version was actually a sped up version, so I had to basically stretch it out a little bit with my movie maker to the proper runtime, and it worked a lot better than I thought it was going to work. So if you have that MP4 version and it's an hour and 21, it's going to be a little fast. So
Zootopia says this is one of his favorites. He saw it on WGN's Family Home Theater.
Sweet. Yeah, this film it's a definite classic, and
lot of. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, a lot of what?
I was going to say that, this is, I think, the first film version, but there have actually been a lot. There have been at least like half a dozen movie and TV films and shows based on War of the Worlds.
And with various various success.
Yeah, different quality. Also set in different time settings too. The original, of course, being a Victorian era or Edwardian era, but
with tripods
exactly
instead of these. There's a lot of great storyline about why they did what they did, and it was so good that the H.G. Wells family basically loved this film and gave George Powell the right to any other story he wanted to do, and that's how we got the Time Machine with Robert Taylor. So because they liked this film so much, we got the Time Machine, which is another great film and another rewatch.
Yep.
But anyway, I'm starting literally at the very beginning, because at the beginning of mine, a Paramount Pictures starts with their fanfare. An old style, almost black and white looking. So
I can't tell your seconds, honey. How many do you have?
Right from 00.
Okay, give me a sec. So I can make sure that we're linked up. Oh, mine will only go back to 1 second.
Well, okay, 01. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Let me change the size of it so I can see the chat. Yes, one of the absolute best sci-fi films of all time. You guys ready to go?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, of course, we're going to count down. 3, 2, 1, play. Da-da-da!
Right? Yeah, so now, of course, we're setting it after World War I.
I love World War I tanks.
Oh, yeah.
Those just big, riveted, nasty, rolling steel monstrosities. And I think this is Paul Frees, if people remember the name.
Name sounds familiar.
He did a lot with the he did a lot of voiceovers with Rankin and Bass.
Yeah, Walt Disney.
Right.
He was Boris Badenoff.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But yeah, he's done a lot. I mean, let me look him up. Like I said, beyond that, he did Burgermeister Meisterburger.
Yes, he did.
He did voices of the Little Drummer Boy and Rudolph Shiny New Year. He was Santa Claus.
Interesting.
He was he was Elrond in Return of the King, the Rankin Bass version.
Right.
Just lots of different work. Plus on some on-screen stuff. He's actually on screen in this one.
Oh, okay.
Later on. Produced by George Powell.
Yep.
And Byron Haskin, who I really, you don't really see a lot more about.
Mm-mm.
I love this opening monologue.
Mm-hmm.
Sir Cedric Hardwicke, by the way, if anybody
okay.
who was in Ten Commandments is Seti.
Oh, okay.
Ramses' father, the Pharaoh. I love their depiction of the planets. The artwork they use is gorgeous. Chesley Bonestel, his artwork.
It is kind of surprising to see Mars depicted as blue, though, instead of red.
Yeah. Well, they showed it as red, but like they showed it with a blue sky.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it would have to have an atmosphere for there to be life on it.
Of course, back then, this film was won the Academy Award Best Special Effects. It was the only nominee. Nobody else was even considered.
So they won?
Yes, they won.
Yeah, but do you want to win that way?
Sure. Well, we're so good that nobody can stand against us.
That's right. It's not our fault that no one else came to play.
If you notice, they skipped Venus. It's because we didn't know a lot about Venus at this time.
Oh, I see.
It was like a very mysterious planet to us. Gotta give them credit for doing clouds. Fertility. I like they make that little red dot so foreboding.
Yeah. Hey, there's a blast from the past in the stream there. Hey, Mohammed, how's it going?
Hey, Mohammed, welcome.
Hi, Mohammed.
Haven't seen you in a long time. Everybody wants to know we're at 428, 29, 30. And I know we joke a lot, but Ann Robinson, the actress there, that is not her hair.
Is it not?
She wore a wig the entire film. She hated it. One. She hated it, but it actually turned out good. Nobody noticed her for the film because she looked different.
Interesting.
I love how the guy's checking out his friend's cards. They did some great mat work on this thing.
We're doing great, Mohammed. It's good to see you. What have you been up to?
I see Mohammed every now and then on Instagram.
Yes, we don't go on to those things.
I don't even know what Instagram is. I think I have an account actually, but I don't. It's a picture sharing thing.
Yeah. I use it. I post, like stuff for the rewatches and just general. Like the other day, I posted the Empire Strikes Back release day kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like, Mohammed, I don't think we've talked, quote unquote, for quite a bit, but Troy's got a job they got back in November. I start a new job March 8th. So we're both finally working.
Yep.
So good news there.
Which means we're very, very busy.
Yes.
That's a good kind of busy, though.
I suppose. I mean, it's good to have extra money now and actually be able to buy a few toys here and there.
You already have.
Like pop in and have a sandwich.
Yep.
I would love to go. I've never been on a fishing trip because I live by the water. So like fishing just was something I would do all the time.
Yeah.
Always, perch was our fish of quantity around here.
Sure.
My dad used to take me to a local shop when I was a kid, and he would buy a couple things of perch, and we just sit there and snack on them as we walked around. That's like one of my favorite memories of him.
Yeah, I love a good perch. My uncle, God rest his soul, he used to always bring us perch fillets and stuff. It was a good fit. It's a good fit. It's a good fish to cook. Good fried, good. You could even like put butter and some lemon on in the microwave and bring it up to. real nice too.
So you know what's going to be happening here, and yet you've got, you know, the woman with her kids getting a picture in front of the doodah, and I'm like, boy, you know, it's the same in the 50s as it is now. It's just now it's, you know, you take a picture with your phone and you upload it to the internet.
Yeah.
He almost whacked that guy with the shovel when he turned around.
Well, Muhammad's been doing art for his friends. Song, did a t-shirt design, made a logo for his parents' business. Wow, nice.
Very nice.
I know what like fiddling with logo is all about, trying to like get a good one for me. I'm happy with the clapperboard. I like my clapperboard logo.
Yeah. What is this? Let's poke it with a stick.
Yeah, I know.
That's a smart looking sweater.
That it is.
Interesting V that she's got going down in the center to get a little bit of definition.
Yup. That's exactly what I would call it, definition. I'm a guy. There's really no hope for me.
I'm just a guy standing in front of a girl looking at her sweater.
Exactly.
The outtake for Jerry Maguire you didn't get to see. Oh no, Notting Hill. Got to have the wrong film. I like talking to the guy who doesn't even know it's him.
Yeah.
I think one of the original versions of the script had these two married or something, but they decided just to have them.
Well, that does make this a pretty sweet story, you know.
Yeah.
Especially the introduction and everything here.
And you know, he says he has a plane, so he's got to do well to be able to have a plane.
Sure.
Let me just whack it with a shovel.
I mean, the other thing I'd be thinking is maybe someone might want to, I was going to say, pull out a Geiger counter, maybe. Yep.
Can you get a Geiger counter? Like,
absolutely. Yeah, you can.
How much are they? I was just wondering.
Oh, they have a whole range of them, but you can get really small ones that are very efficient for not a lot of money. In fact, I was just going to say the ones you can get these days will tell you alpha particles, beta particles, gamma, and delta, you know, and what, you know, how much of each. I don't think that those older models differentiated.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Was it on your stream or on one of my own streams? I was talking just recently about watching a video about making uranium glass, and the guy was, you know, using 2 different Geiger counters to check the radiation levels.
I remember you saying something about that. I don't know if it was here or.
Mm-hmm.
Yeehaw!
Right
now, it's time for a party.
You don't see very square dances anymore.
I figured you'd see them more often than we would, given where you live.
But you know, well, you know, COVID and all, but really, I don't know of anyone around here that does it.
There was a show I watched. I think it was The Odd Couple, where Felix was trying to do the hoedown and call out, and he had no idea what he was doing. He just knew it had to run. So he did something like spin your partner round and round, toss her in the air, throw her on the ground. And they're all kind of looking like, what?
Oh my gosh.
Because he didn't understand that whatever you yell out, that's what
they had to do it. Yeah. Throw her in the air, toss her on the ground. Oh. What do you know? A diverse cast. I didn't think they started doing that until after the year 2000.
It is alive.
And I love the sound effect for this they just got from opening a jar.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And a lot of the sound effects you'll hear in here were reused and repurposed for Star Trek.
Makes sense.
The photon torpedoes, the phasers. See, I were these guys, I'd be gone.
Right?
Yeah, I'm a little bit more adventurous than that. I still want to see what came out of it. Then I'd run.
Yeah. Everybody having a Coke.
Oh, jeez.
Look how little those bottles are.
Yeah.
And they always use straws.
They were single serving.
Yep. When that was a single serving, of course now single serving is a whole different thing.
They still measure it the same, but they'll tell you there's 2.5 servings in that bigger bottle.
It always ticks me off when you buy a bag and it says serving and it's like 2.5.
Yeah.
I want 2 or 3. Don't give me no half a serving.
Right.
Oh, I love that sound.
Right.
Based on a cobra.
Well, and it very much looks like a snake, right?
I like it. Everybody immediately jumps to Mars. That's like an old sci-fi trope. Every time there's an alien, it's a man from Mars.
It was always a Martian.
Well, because for the longest time we thought that it was a planet that had an intelligent species on it.
Yeah,
they looked and they saw the canals on it.
Yeah, and it looked like it was,
alien made or man made or intelligently made anyway. Go out there with a white flag. How are they going to know what that means?
Just don't throw a dove. We know what happens when Martians see doves.
Right. Would you like some spoiled milk?
That's just such a cool sound. Slowly I turned.
Right.
Step by step, inch by inch.
See, you try to think about it from an alien point of view. People come swinging stuff.
Yep.
That looks aggressive. Actually, it doesn't mean you want to be friends. It means you surrender.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye, guys. Heat ray blowtorch on a welding wire. That's how they got that effect. I thought that was so cool.
Grab your partner and you'll do well. Turn around and run like hell.
You don't see people wearing flannel that much anymore. I love a good flannel shirt.
I'll tell you, flannel's nice in the wintertime when it's really cold.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're out camping and it's, cold at night.
Oh, your watch has stopped.
Yeah.
Now that's a little odd. Why would their watches stop unless they were battery powered? Most watches back then were wind up.
Well, you find they were magnetized.
Oh, gotcha.
See, he realized that's something's going on with it. And
yep. That's right. So the tiny little springs wouldn't be able to turn.
I like it. He just happens to have a pocket compass.
Well, back then it was fairly common because you carried one around in case you got lost. That was in the era before there was GPS.
I always thought it'd be cool to have you get a little compass that has not all those who wander or lost on it.
Oh, right.
Mohammed's a typical flannel wearing Canadian.
Hi, computer
Good
robots.
on you, son. I love a good flannel. I had a flannel jacket once I wore that thing till it fell apart. Like the sleeve was coming off and it was just worn out. But it was just so comfortable and warm, and I'll wear something till it just absolutely gets destroyed.
So this is another thing too. The forced perspective with miniatures. There's some really good practical camera work here.
Whoops.
Somebody dumped a bunch of ashes in the shape of people.
That would be the 3 men you left out here.
Yeah.
Run.
Bye.
I like it. He just left everyone behind, but
Good. He deserved it.
I like that. Just they use a little bit of rotoscoping.
Yep.
On these on vehicles when they get hit.
It's either from another planet or from the Russians.
Those crazy Russians.
Yup.
I'm talking about the military. One of the reasons they didn't use tripods was they felt that the military at this time would have been able to take out a tripod.
That's probably true. Yeah. That's probably true. Yeah.
Which is why they gave these things those bubble dome deflector shields. And I think that's Paul Frees.
It's very interesting how they took the basic story that of course, was translated into a radio drama, and then that was then translated into this movie.
Mm-hmm. And in fact, Orson Welles was offered to be a part of this and turned it down.
He probably wanted to distance himself a little bit.
He caught a lot of crap for that radio drama.
But in fairness, a lot of that crap he purposely cultivated for the publicity.
But I think it blew up more than he thought it was. It was one of those things like, I'd like to do something kind of like reality TV, but then it kind of blew up in his face a little bit.
They just had one of the stupidest lines. They're from a planet not of our own. Yeah, think?
You mean a planet like Earth? Yes, but not Earth.
Gyroscopic.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Green usually means bad in situations like this. Here we go.
They never say if they got the plane or not.
Right. Oh my gosh, they got sparklers.
You're off the air, buddy. Typical overconfident army guy.
Well, in a situation like this, what's the point of being defeatist, right?
True.
Be as confident as possible because you're just going to throw everything you got at this. If you don't got this, you got much bigger problems than oops, didn't work, you know?
Ooh, look at them donuts.
Donuts, yeah.
Donuts and coffee.
Because an army moves on its stomach.
Like I said, Computer Robots is here. Yay!
Yep.
Welcome. Like I said, if anybody has got the movie wants to join us, we're at 2649 for 5051. The Martians have not quite shown themselves fully yet, but we're close.
Wasn't there a cartoon that was like aliens versus monsters versus robots or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Monsters versus aliens or something.
Maybe that's what it was. I mean, what's crazy about this is you're watching a show, a film that was made in and set in the 50s with 50s technology, imagining encountering, advanced technology. And we are looking at it going, wow, the 50s were such a primitive time, technologically speaking. when you see the radios and the switchboards and whatnot.
I love great story about Les Tremaine, who's playing the general.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that they had, the soldiers they had were real soldiers on that they got to help them out.
Sure.
And he was so convincing looking as a general, they kept saluting him because they didn't know any better.
You're not really you're not really saluting the man, you're saluting the uniform.
Yeah. But he held himself so much like a general that they mistook him for an actual general.
Yeah. And you know what? If you're in the military, you'd rather accidentally salute a civilian than miss out on saluting someone you're supposed to.
Yep.
Dun, dun, dun.
Fact is that most of these men probably did serve at some level in the military, given the time frame this takes place, or this was filmed.
Oh yeah.
Depending on their age, they either served in World War II, or what year was Korea?
53 to 56-ish.
Okay, so they if they were serving in Korea, they wouldn't even be here for filming this.
Oh my God, I was looking up Les Tremaine, seeing some of his work. We've actually seen a movie before that he did a voice for. He was in King Kong versus Godzilla.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Huh. Let me guess. He played a general.
He actually did. He played a commander. Although he did the voice of a general, and he also was a narrator.
Doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Triple threat. Everybody just waiting.
Yup.
Wondering what's going on. I love those rocket launcher things like that, those big tubes.
Oh, the law rockets. Like anti-tank weapons.
Yeah.
You're presuming they can't see in the dark.
Like I can see the little legs shimmering. Designed based on manta ray.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I also heard that the guy who designed them had seen a UFO, and he kind of put a little of that in there too.
Sure.
Because if you know the history of UFOs, one of the first sightings, the Kenneth Arnold sightings, they weren't these round saucers. He said they skipped like saucers, but they were very much like that weird delta shape.
See, that's the thing about trying to imagine what an alien ship would look like. You'd first have to know how they're actually traveling, right? Because form follows function. So what makes their ship go? You know?
Yeah, and you know, they mentioned they're not flying.
Right.
They have these repulsor beams that are like legs.
Yeah.
Holding them up.
They're literally manipulating gravity.
Mm-hmm.
Which a lot of scientists believe would be necessary if we were ever to see anything like, you know, faster than light travel.
Yeah, it's one thing to want to try to make peace with them, but they've already killed a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, without even trying to communicate.
Right. So, with no provocation. These guys are here for one purpose.
Yep.
They are the initial spearhead of an invasion force.
They're just not nice.
Wow.
That's very cryptic.
Well, and I swear, every alien movie, you got to have your people that are like, you know, stupidly do-getting, peace-loving. You know, mm-hmm. Yes, it's great to be optimistic, but you got to temper that with realism. It does no good to just get yourself dead because you're being stupid.
Sir Torglaine has joined the crowd.
Hey, Sir Torrin.
Les Tremaine. I knew that name somewhere. He replaced David Lewis on General Hospital until they hired John Ingle.
Oh.
Oh, here's the first idiot.
You know, that's just it. It's like, appreciate your faith, but zeal without wisdom is a good way to just get yourself dead.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do? Preach to him?
And he's holding up something. It's a weapon. Got to kill him.
Right. From their point of view, I could see them assuming it was a hostile intent.
I love the bubble effect.
Yeah. It certainly does imply some sort of an energy field between them and the ground, right? As opposed to just a sphere around them. Admittedly, it might have been a limitation of their, technique, but still, it does imply something about the technology, in the story.
Now listen close, and you'll hear photon torpedo.
Yep, that's definitely photon torpedo fire. Just very rapid. There you go. There was an isolated one.
Yeah.
It was nowhere near them.
They're Daleks. Same kind of weapon.
Rotoscoped out of existence.
Yep. Certainly does imply some kind of a high heat or something that like vaporizes it.
Is there anybody in the chat who hasn't seen this movie before?
Oh, yeah. Good question.
Yeah. Oh, and I do want to say hi to Evelyn Hampton, who is on her Kindle because she's having computer issues. She said she'd be on, but wouldn't be able to chat. So I do want to say hi.
Oh, hi, Evelyn. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have known that you were on.
Yeah, she said she was going to be watching. and listening.
And I'm almost certain that she's got, this film. If not, she's definitely seen it many, many times. Yeah, ouch, right?
They are not nice.
They had that one guy who was on fire. He actually got burned. He got hurt when he was doing that scene.
Doesn't surprise me at all. The technique for a person being on fire has come a very long way since then, but it is still very, very dangerous.
I love that because you see the skeleton. I love that effect when I was a kid.
Which, of course, does. I joke, but this actually predates Doctor Who, so you have to assume that Doctor Who was inspired by that.
He's brave for taking that plane up.
Or stupid. Here we come to save the day.
There they are, the stock footage.
Yep. That's the one thing about great stock, or about the old sci-fi. They use the stock footage a lot.
Yeah.
And that sound there is a phaser overload.
Yes, it is. You're right.
It's like, I'm going to jump here. No, jump over this way instead.
Clearly a miniature of the plane they were just in.
My Emma.
My Emma.
Oh, look, the Daily Planet building. Actually, I don't know.
Get the president to safety.
So not a lot of places. I don't know where I would want to be. What's that place up there? I can't think of it. Colorado, where they had Stargate.
Oh, Fort. Oh, darn it.
Can't think of the name.
It's a real place too.
Yeah, it is. I just can't think of the name.
Colorado, Fort Carson.
Is it Fort Carson?
But there's a name for the place in. They had the Stargate.
Yeah,
someone in the chat there.
The only military base I know in Colorado is Fort Carson.
Oh, is that Cheyenne Mountain?
Cheyenne, yeah.
Yep.
Cheyenne Mountain. Thank you.
They said that the actual base there had a sign up that said like Stargate Wing or something like that, and the other side of the door it was a broom closet.
That's funny.
We'll have to do the original Stargate film one day.
It is a good movie.
It's a lot of people forget, Kurt Russell and James Spader.
Yeah.
I saw that one in the theater.
Yep, me too.
I honestly don't remember where I first saw it.
What's interesting is I liked the movie. I hated the series.
Really? I love the series. It took me a while to finally get to it because I didn't have was on Showtime originally, and I didn't get a chance to. I didn't have Showtime, so it took a while before I was able to start watching it. But I really liked it.
The way he was kind of holding on to her, it looked like it was just her head and nothing else.
I'll tell you what, if this was Mars Attack, that probably would have been the case.
Her makeup is still so perfect after sleeping all night and running through the woods.
They made makeup better back in the 50s.
I guess. Can I get some of that?
I know, right?
Another point: those who have seen the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds at the very end when they're reunited with the grandparents, these two played the grandparents.
No kidding.
Yep.
Cool.
Oh God, makes me want a good fried up breakfast.
Oh, I have some sausage links upstairs. Maybe I'll cook those up tomorrow.
Mohammed's talking about Chad Stahelski, John Wick director, is remaking Highlander. He's actually excited.
I will talk about that tomorrow. I am not quite as excited. Guess who's playing the Highlander?
Yep, Cavill.
Yep.
Now, I will say this. He's better suited for that role than he is for Superman at this point for me.
I agree with that. It's not a terrible casting. I just don't like the idea of them remaking that.
Yeah, they don't need to.
I rewatched Heather's death scene last night, and I'm like, there's no way. There is no way they're even going to come close to the gravitas of this.
Yeah. Who would they get to do Ramirez?
Have
they cast it or?
I have no idea. No. I mean,
she has great scared face.
Yeah. I mean, they could cast Christopher Lambert as Ramirez.
True. Very true, actually, yeah.
They're here. Yep. You just knocked over the kerosene lamp. That's not smart.
Yeah, it's not going to totally demolish your house.
Oops.
Oh, I just found out that the lovely Ann Robinson here is still with us, 91, and her birthday is Tuesday, the day before mine.
Huh. Muhammad said that it's not confirmed, but he thinks that he would suit the Kurgan, judging from Mission Impossible.
Oh, Cavill?
Yeah, I've heard a couple people say that Cavill would probably make a better Kurgan than Connor.
You know, I think you're right. But you're gonna have to get a big guy to play Kurgan because Kurgan needs to be physically intimidating.
I feel like Clancy Brown still could play that role.
Probably could, actually.
Your house is trash, dude. Hope you got insurance.
kind of like I'm saying, like, I gotta be quiet or the Martians will find me.
Right, exactly. Well, there is something to be said for, the whole being cautious thing, right?
Yeah. I remember
Hello, anybody home?
I can remember watching this when I was a kid, like just being creeped out.
Right?
You got that thing coming in, the little sounds, and
I'm looking somewhere to find you. Come out wherever you are.
And I'm thinking, if I'm these guys and I see this thing, just blow it up. Why am I looking for anybody? Just blow the place up.
Yeah.
It looks like a child's game, like Simon.
Yeah, like Simon. Exactly.
I would say they need to keep the mom line and the car scene and the church scene from Highlander.
Oh, right, Mom. It looks so sad.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
there's nothing here. Wee.
That was actually pretty cool. You get a brief glimpse of the alien.
Yeah.
But there's a big opening right there.
Uh-oh, peekaboo. I see you.
Ah. Hello. I think you got it.
Yeah. That's one for humanity. Sort of. I just love the shadow.
Right?
You see it.
Only the shadow knows. Well, they're making enough noise.
Well, they know they're there. Whoops. Hey, baby.
Ah.
Why would you throw away the flashlight?
I just like how it just runs away.
Ah.
I must say, I always loved the Martian's design.
Yeah.
Completely alien. Wasn't a guy with a big head or weird ears. It was a complete revamp design. Snapper.
Oh, smacker.
Be like Airplane. Just get a lot of people just start
exactly.
hitting her.
Stop being so delicate.
See, and this is the funny thing too. I've talked with my grandmother about this. She's like, you always see women like this in the movies. She's like, there was never a time that this was true in real life.
Right?
In times of crisis, doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, you either get your crap together, or you end up dead usually. Have you come up with something that worked? No, we haven't come up with anything that worked. Okay.
More stock footage.
Yeah. You got to admit, this is a fairly clever way of telling a story, though. You know?
I always love narrator. I like a good narrator, a good voice that kind of fills you in on what's going on through a gap of time.
Now, what's interesting is this is the time when people had underground shelters. So why are they all above ground?
Well, actually, no, they probably didn't. I mean, it wasn't until the early 50s they started even making underground shelters like that.
Why especially England? What makes them so special?
It
was just the way you said, though, especially England. Like England knew something we didn't.
Well, I think it's the location. It's a good jump point to Europe.
And it's a central point that all of the countries would be using for communication based on what they were just saying about how they were communicating.
Mm-hmm. A huge slather of them in Canada.
Yeah. Man, that would be an awesome risk table.
with the big sticks.
Right? I mean, you'd almost have to have team play.
You're in trouble now.
Yeah.
Three is a repeating motif in this film.
Which ties back to the whole tripod, of the original.
Yeah. Plus, if you notice, the Martians have 3 fingers.
Yep.
Like
So they're
E.T.
probably a base 3.
And a 3-segmented eye.
Yep. Casey Scott say it could be a callback to the book because it happened in England.
That's true too.
Oh,
Mhm.
I kind of have thought that too.
Well, we conduct some of our foreigners if they're Martian. That's just a bonus.
yeah, this is twice I've seen the word corona in here. Again, the coronavirus. Everything dies from that, apparently.
Right. Yeah, there's almost no atmosphere on Mars, but okay. In
Well,
fact,
we didn't know a lot as
that's
much.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. I found it very interesting. A lot of people have acknowledged, even the writer of the book, that the Martian was based on. They said the whole MacGuffin for getting the whole story going, the storm that destroys and knocks down the ship and whatnot, could never really happen on Mars because there's not enough atmosphere to build up that much wind.
Let me see through your eyes.
But you're not seeing it through a Martian brain, though. That's the thing.
Well, that's true too. Hello.
I like everybody's like up your nose shots. Like a terrified face.
Yeah.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
Who was very good friends with George Powell. That's why, if you remember at the beginning, the guys putting up the marquee on a theater, it was Cecil B. DeMille's.
Oh.
I forget what it was. It was a Bible story. Samson and Delilah? I think Samson and Delilah.
Now this is a bomber.
Mm-hmm.
So what's he got, a nuke?
Yeah, I think they're going to drop a nuke on it.
Which isn't going to do crap.
Of course not.
Well, but see, that's just it. Given the force field technology, it doesn't matter if you hit him with regular ballistics, an atomic bomb. We're operating on completely different physics here.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the information on the planes. Because like I said, that, like a lot of stuff in this, it was stock footage. of a real
Sure.
real plane that was testing, but it wasn't a successful plane. I will say that. Four minutes to burn time.
Well, the original flying wing was it a YB-35, I think?
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I saw that information and I can't find it again.
But that was prop driven, so it must have
Right.
been a later one.
This one was a later version of it. Yeah, okay. Of the three, one K-25 is still in use in 1985, and one, the Y-12, still operational in 2010. Am I reading the right? Oh no, that's something else. Never mind. Sorry.
I think that's
There it is. YB-35. It's a Northrop YB-49.
that one was a 49, yeah, because that had jet engines.
Two were built, and both of them ended up crashing.
Yeah, they were not very stable designs.
No, they weren't. I mean, it was an interesting concept. Just, I don't know.
You're all gonna die.
But they did get. I mean, they eventually got it right with the B2. Was it the B2?
The B2, the stealth bomber, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, form follows function. The earlier flying wings were not correctly aerodynamic for flight, but the B2 was focusing on hiding from radar and needed very, very different materials in order to make it work. And now you're all going to die of cancer.
There goes what's left of the trees.
I mean, that's pretty much how it would go, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of dust, and it's hot.
Yeah.
But we're wearing really great raincoats.
Right. Mm. Yeah, well, what do you think? Sir Torrent Clegane said that. I mean, I'm not sure if you're saying it was or you're speculating that this movie was shot downwind of the Nevada National Security Site. Maybe.
Mm.
I heard the sirens, and my first thought was, is it the first Tuesday of the month at 10 o'clock?
Well, it would be the same air raid sound, right?
Oh, that person's riding on rims.
Free ice cream.
Yeah. Oh, that dog's going to get the squirts.
If he's eating chocolate, he might get more than the squirts.
Well, that's true.
All your extras mill around a little bit more in the background.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Sir Torn. Yeah, good point.
You're talking about dying of cancer there. I was watching, it was a YouTube video about some of the biggest nuclear goofs. Like they had one bomb that was like way more powerful than they thought it was going to be. They're like, whoa.
Yep. We learned a lot from people that got themselves dead.
Yep. Always liked the Fat Man Little Boy movie. Have you ever watched that?
I have not. No.
It's Paul Newman as General Graves, and it's got Dwight Schultz playing Oppenheimer.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got John Cusack at one point touches the nuclear material and like he like dies a horrible death.
Yeah.
Love those old school buses. YouTube making Wolf 10 invisible. I can see you on StreamYard. If anybody is on YouTube, do you see Wolf 10?
I do. Hey, everyone. YouTube making me... No, sorry, man. We were just kind of focusing on the movie. But glad you could make it, and happy birthday.
Oh, that's right.
Happy birthday.
I hope you like the little picture I sent. So happy birthday, Commander.
Yes, Wolfie, I can see you.
I can see you.
Question is, can you hear us, Wolf 10 Media? Yeah, that's the other thing. You notice his case was full of jewelry and cash. But in survival circumstances, you know, what are the things you need? You need food, medicine, you know, survival stuff. Or I guess as some people assume, toilet paper.
Oh, poor kitty.
Crazy people.
Yeah.
They stole his truck.
You're destroying humanity's only hope.
Yeah. Yep. Pretty much how humans would manage things. That's right.
Yeah.
Isn't that how they were at the beginning of the virus?
Yup.
Here?
That's the way they are now, too. I mean,
nothing changes. Yeah, but now since everyone's gone, you just find a different vehicle.
That's such a cool shot, that empty street with him running down.
Yeah, there've been a number of movies that have, usually you have to get it like first thing in the morning, or just the right day, whatever. A lot of talk about how they got the shots for the Dalek invasion of Earth, similar circumstance. 28 days later, too. Did you see Wolfie said hi to you?
Hi, Wolfie, sweetie.
I was wondering, Wolfie, did you get any cool stuff for your birthday? Sylvia.
Yeah.
Fire photon torpedoes.
Yup. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, 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 pew.
Alexa, pew, pew.
Pick your phone. Is a Vietnamese
No,
composer
Alexa, stop.
You had to say it, didn't you?
Usually
She
she
has
responds
pew,
with
pew
pew, pew.
Alexa, pew, pew.
Alexa, fire phasers.
Okay, firing phasers. Pew pew.
There you go.
Alexa, fire photon torpedoes.
Firing photon torpedoes.
We had to fight back, Al. I just noticed really good use of stereo sound in this movie.
That actually had to come later. The original wasn't in stereo.
Huh. I wonder how they managed it then.
I think it came back in when they did the DVD release.
Oh, okay, that's
or something. But they couldn't originally do it for a while because they didn't have the original sounds.
Oh, gotcha. Knock, knock, knock. A little bit of foreshadowing there.
I looked down for a second. What's the foreshadowing?
The prayer, grant us the miracle of your divine intervention. Pew, pew, pew.
And I think with the thing, he also with 3, he also looks in 3 churches.
Oh, interesting.
Well, you just said I'm looking for someone. She'll be in a church.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but Al is just saying he looks in 3 churches.
He looks in
before
3 churches. There's three runs. That's a great name, Bilderbeck.
Yeah.
You don't see many good Bilderbecks anymore.
I don't think I've ever seen one.
Well, they probably didn't survive the Martian invasion.
Oh yeah. He may be the last of his kind.
Yup.
Hey, Bob Hope.
Yep. Again, we have a lot of model work here, and some of it is so good.
Oh yeah.
And blended so well with the sets.
Yeah, they built a
hard
lot
to
of
tell.
they built a lot of LA miniature and just blew it up.
Wolfie, it's been very common that I've had to work on my birthday. It's just another day for us working stiffs.
Welcome to the UN Spacey Wolf Fleet. So they don't really imply a big romance thing, but there is a definite connection for these two. It makes you wonder if they do find romance later. They never really.
Well, when you survive a cataclysmic event like this, you probably assume that there's
Uh-oh.
That one didn't get his driver's license.
Get out of here, Martians. You're drunk.
go home, Martian. You're drunk. Wolfie said he caught up with his high school friend. Had a head start on you, did he? Sorry, I just had to.
He's telling dad jokes.
Yeah, I've drifted into dad joke territory.
You're becoming foofy.
There's worse things I could be.
He always tells really bad dad jokes.
Now, at this scene, you almost feel sorry for the Martian.
No, you don't.
I mean, a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying, yeah, they totally deserve it. They are assholes. But, I mean, Martians are always assholes. Here's
the other thing. They gave him so much credit for tactics and their
Mhm.
they were so intelligent. They didn't think through, gee, do you think we might be able to survive their biome? Duh. A little
Okay,
short-sighted on their part.
Anti-maskers, pay attention. This is what happens when you don't wear your mask. You come down with a virus and you crash your spaceship.
Yeah, because look at all the millions of people that have died.
Okay, who sneezed first so that, they died?
And I like how the skin changes too.
Yeah.
The King's got to feel bad. Why? I mean, you see the hand just like doing that little crawl, and it's like he's suffering, and the empathetic side,
Nope.
Yeah, for all the suffering they've been causing.
Yeah, I mean,
I look at it, I say, good.
Well, it's a moment of, I'm sure he doesn't feel too good. I'm sure terrible thing just happened to him. But
Yeah,
it's good because humanity is saved.
Now it's time to do an autopsy and find out exactly what it was that killed him, so you can make sure that you weaponize it.
Yep, and reverse engineer those ships.
Yep. And then you go to Mars and you drop bombs of whatever the virus or bacteria is all over Mars. Same thing. It's probably going to wipe us out. Yay!
And it's such a religious ending.
Wolfie, stay home. You stay home. No, you stay home.
And ladies and gentlemen, the War of the Worlds ends with victory for mankind thanks to our bugs.
But you're absolutely right. You also can't have those kinds of religious, overt religious overtones in movies anymore, because heaven forbid, right?
Yeah, literally.
That's what you did there.
Right. But yeah, I mean, a complete religious notation of God saved us. It wasn't, it's the scientific fact that the bug, that viruses or bacteria or whatever. God in his infinite wisdom.
Well, you can even make the argument that that humans were saved in spite of themselves, because these looters pretty much destroyed our last chance at saving ourselves. So
yeah, and hurt poor Bilderbeck in the meantime.
Yeah, punch him
poor
right
old
in the face.
Bilderbeck. Yeah, just laying there in the church, all busted up. But yeah, I mean, just like I said, great film. Terrifying imagery for the 50s.
Yeah,
and then that wonderful, little quick ending, like suddenly.
Yeah.
And it's because they had no resistance to our, those little teeny bugs that, like I said, quote, God is infinite wisdom had put on earth and protected us. So yeah, I just love that. I'm wondering how the professor, or the Catholic Bible geek, his alter ego, would interpret that. Because you would just wouldn't find that ending today.
Mm-hmm.
Said that way. It would be much more of a scientific twist.
This was divine justice.
Yeah, like I said, it's not like I feel bad for the Martians a lot. It was just like, oh, he's suffering. He deserved it, but he's suffering. Yeah.
Yep.
And that poor little suction cup hand,
Still don't care.
yeah. Well, yes, the rubber monster was hurt, and I feel sad. But that was War of the Worlds, one of my favorite old sci-fi films. a classic in every way possible. Of course, George Pal, who, thanks to the success of this film, as I mentioned, the H.G. Wells people said, "What other book would you like to do?" Thought about it, and he did The Time Machine, which is a rewatch for another day. Another great film with some great narration. It's a very similar style when you think about it.
Yep.
But that is this week. What is next week, Better?
We're gonna do, what was it,
Aliens 2.
Aliens.
Or what? Aliens.
Aliens, the second in
Right.
the Alien franchise. Awesome picks. It's been a very alien month here. It's very spacey. Of course, for me, the next time, June on Big Al Presents, is a salute to 1977. Star Wars, of course, ruled the box office in 1977. But there were other films that year, and the number 2 and 3 films are going to be our rewatches for June. And first up is Smokey and the Bandit. I've been wanting to do this film for a long time, and we're finally going to do it. And we're also going to be doing Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I forget the actual days. I think it's the 5th and the 19th. So June 5th is Smokey the Bandit, June 19th, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And for Close Encounters, I have invited 2 very special guests who will hopefully be joining us. That is Soundtracks with Birdman and Agent Boomer.
Cool.
To join us for that, because I know it's John Williams film, so I hope Daniel Herron will have some great insight on the score. And Agent Boomer was a big fan of the film, and I know he's mentioned before about doing a rewatch of it, so I invited them to rewatch that. So a little throwback to 1977. Looking forward to Smokey and the Bandit. I've seen that film many times, and recently I watch it if it's on, and I just love it. I mean, lots. I learned to cuss more colorfully thanks to that film.
I got dibs on Jackie Gleason.
You doing Jackie Gleason? Oh man, I was thinking about doing.
No. It's your show. If you want to do Jackie Gleason, I'll do.
I haven't really hadn't really thought about it. I might do Bandit. We'll get it straight. You know,
you got 2 weeks to think about it.
You got 2 weeks to worry about it. Got Bandit, Snowman, of course. The net's going to be Frog.
Wait a minute. Wasn't Dom DeLuise in that movie?
Dom DeLuise was in the second one.
Oh, gotcha.
Smokey the Bandit 2. He played the Italian doctor.
Okay.
No, this was very much more stripped down.
Yeah.
It had what the original crew. Yeah, he didn't start putting other people in until later. Yeah, the second movie. Yeah, well, we'll do that one maybe one day. Not as good, but definitely has a lot more celebrity star power as far as cameos, like the Steelers are in it, and Don Williams and all kinds of people. Joe Klecko, who's a football player, are in it. But that's going to be coming up. Like I said, this week I'm hoping to get the move. Hopefully, by next Saturday I'll be at my new place. And
I didn't realize it was that it would be happening that soon. Yeah.
I was hoping it would be sooner, but a lot of delays with a few some housing authority thing. Not a bad thing. Trying to get a little extra money to help there, so I can use some extra money to hire someone to help come in and help me with a few things when I need it.
Yeah.
But I told them, once we get a window, we're going in there. But they want to inspect and all this other stuff and just make sure everything's working.
I understand.
But I just want to get in there. I want a home that I want to get settled, and I want to be able to put all my stuff everywhere. Finally get around.
I totally get it, and be
Yeah.
able to get at your stuff, right?
Yeah,
Now,
get at it, and be able to roll into a kitchen and cook.
let me ask you this, Al. Will you now, in this new setup, will you be able to get access to your DVDs and whatnot?
I'm going to try to, yes.
Okay.
Have easier access to everything. Like I said, for a long time, a lot of my stuff has been packed up because for one reason or another, space or, intention to move and stuff like that.
Sure.
And a lot of stuff's just been boxed away, and I really haven't been able to get the stuff out and like put it up and have it so I can get to it. And I'm hoping to finally have it open enough that I can have everything out and several bookcases and put all my stuff and all my figures and just live.
Yeah.
No,
I think that pretty much says it, right? I mean,
but like I said, still things are still a little up in the air, and I've got to, like I said, I have to go through the county transportation to do it. It's only on a Wednesday or Thursday they run down here, so that has to be. And I have to go the same day that someone moves the bed. So that's all got to be coordinated. If it doesn't happen this Thursday, I got to wait till next week.
Yeah.
So unless, like I said, I can find someone that has a thing, or I just say, hey, just put me on the freaking truck and take me over with my bed.
Yeah.
Put the bed on there, and I'll just hold on to something in my wheelchair. Just don't take turns too hard.
Yeah. And careful going over the bumps, right?
Yeah. Oh God, bumps. I hate bumps when I'm in a truck. But yeah, so next week, Aliens. Hopefully I'll be set up to be able to join you. That's
the other question. What about internet hookup over there?
I'm eventually going to do it. I mean, I will. It's going to be one of the things that happens because, I want TV and internet. I want cable and internet.
Right.
But like I said, I'm not sure when, how.
I see.
All this other stuff. Everything's up to the air. I've got to call the cable thing because, like I said, I can't set it up unless somebody's actually there.
Right.
It's just so many pieces
moving
that
parts.
have to happen. Yeah.
I get that.
It's frustrating. But yeah, this week, tomorrow night, Geeky Geezers. I'm sure you guys are going to be talking about some interesting. What? No Geeky.
I was going to say no. Yeah, absolutely. I was just going to say though, before that, I want to drop real quick the link to last night's stream. If you missed it, which you may have done because Fridays are pretty busy nights. Just want to remind everybody that if you're a Star Wars fan, an EU fan, I am giving away a copy of Heart of the Jedi, which is, if you're an EU fan, it's very difficult to get a hold of. It was only available for a couple weeks ago on Amazon, and it got pulled, and now it's going for anywhere from $100 to $600 on eBay,
which is stupid.
Well, especially because, and I'm being upfront about this, it's not like you can't read the text of that online. It has been available since '92 online. Yeah. It's just if you want a bound copy of the book in your collection, it's hard to get now. So I am giving away a copy of the book to a random person who comments on the video. So if you are interested, go ahead and stop by. Like I said, people like Jay from Drunk 3PO and Paulie from Midnight's Edge have already put in their names to be in that drawing. So
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a good story?
I'll be honest with you. I have not yet read it myself. although Stephanie was saying last night that she did start reading it. It was actually pretty good. Some people who've read it all the way through said that they think that it might have changed a little since it was originally written in '92, because I think one of the reasons it wasn't originally published was because it didn't match up with some of the continuity of some of the other EU books at the time. So I think there has been some editing since the original was put out. Don't know. I haven't had a chance to read it myself. I've had just so much going on. But
well, Wolf, I do want to mention Wolfie's talking about Morgan Freeman playing God and narrating God's intervention in a couple of movies.
Mm-hmm.
The Bruce and Evan Almighty.
Right.
Yeah, and of course, well, to me, George Burns.
I know. And speaking of which, if they were ever to do a remake, wouldn't you want to see Morgan Freeman playing the George Burns role?
No, and I'll tell you why. Morgan Freeman is a classier God, as he was in those two films. So he has a certain God persona.
A very different kind of God character than George Burns. Yeah.
You need a little more wisecrack, acerbic, almost a little sarcastic God.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know who. I'd give it some thought. I'm sure there's a few good choices out there. But yeah, Morgan Freeman, like I seen him as God. He's another God. He's not the oh God type of God.
Right.
Who's kind of
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
A little wisecrack.
So anyway, for me, tomorrow morning, I'm going to be back on Matthew Flynn's channel with Netter. Going over season 2 of Ben 10 Alien Force. So if you're around, it's 9 a.m. Central Time. That's later in the evening over on his side of the pond. And then, yes, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern on Aged Boomer's channel for Geeky Geezers. There has been a ton of Warner Brothers, AT&T, Discovery, DC related news that we will be talking about. That's probably going to be the majority of what we'll be talking about. But there has also been some Star Wars news that we'll touch on. I covered a lot of it last night on my stream. And yep, that's Sunday.
Sounds good. Monday night, of course, probably Sound Engraver. I'm sure she'll be doing something. Tuesday night, on the Catholic Bible Geek, Michael and I are going to be discussing 2 short stories by C.S. Lewis. I don't know if he's posted it yet, but it's shoddy. Oh God, what is it? Hold on. Documents. Is it in Documents? No, it's not in Documents. It's in this one. It is. If I could find it. 2 PDFs. Ministering Angels by C.S. Lewis and The Shoddy Lands by C.S. Lewis. They were in the Dark Tower novel. So if you could look for those, they are somewhere out there online. We're going to be a couple of sci-fi stories by C.S. Lewis. We're going to be discussing a little bit. Sci-fi, metaphysical, kind of some cool stuff. We are eventually going to be starting Lord of the Rings. He's putting it off, God bless him, because of me, because of how crazy everything is right now, and I can't get to my copy of Lord of the Rings because it's not here anymore. It's over at my other place. But we'll be all right. We'll get to it. And Wednesday night, Soundtracks with Birdman. They are doing Black Hawk Down. Pretty serious little film there.
Oh yeah, I've wanted to see that movie and have not had a chance.
Dana Herron's going to be doing that with the soundtrack by Hans Zimmer, and sure, Green Lion Girl will be doing something that night.
Yep,
of course,
absolutely.
Wolfie on Media will be doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. The Wolf Commander Rambles.
Tuesday, I believe he's talking about Fantasy Studio Office. Not sure what that is, but that's the title. And on Thursday, he'll be talking about villains.
Ooh, always good. Always good to be talking about villains. And And of course, the Second Cup Cafe, usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes he gets a little off. He had to do it on Friday this week, but that's around 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Keep an eye out for the Fan Man, and not sure about next Friday yet, so we'll see what happens. But that's really all I've got. And
then next Friday for me, I'm not sure what my topic's going to be, but it will be the drawing for that book. I'm leaning towards probably going back to talking about either fixing the DC cinematic universe or fixing the Universal Monsterverse. One of those two.
For the drawing, I only have 5 names so far, so
yeah, now's a great time. If you haven't got your name in and you're interested, go comment.
Stream. Make sure you put a comment in there so I can add you to the list.
Yep. Let me know that you're interested. Okay.
I'm interested. I'll have to go to it. I can't click it right now.
No, that's fine. I mean, you got a couple days well, I mean, let's face it. If you're interested, we'll just put your name in. You don't physically have to, but I'd appreciate it.
You on the list.
Because
thank you.
You know, obviously any engagement is good for me, so I'd appreciate it.
All right. Yep.
But that brings us up to next week and Netter's channel. So there we go. That's the week in review, everybody.
The week yet to be. I want to thank everyone for joining us and surviving the Martian invasion once again.
Or another Martian invasion.
Yeah, another Martian invasion. Those Martians, as we know, can be assholes. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed that. And like I said, the next time on Big Al Presents, 2 weeks from tonight, we're going eastbound and down, buddies, loaded up and trucking with Smokey and the Bandits. So everyone, please have a great rest of the weekend. Have a lovely Saturday and a wonderful week to come. Thank you, everyone. Any final words?
Well, like I always say, thank you guys so much for being here. Yeah, you make our channels. Otherwise, we'd just be talking amongst ourselves.
Which is fine, because you know what? We just love hanging out with each and every single one of you. Super appreciate you being here. You know, it's great to have friends that I've never met face to face. That's okay. Maybe someday if God is willing. But until then, thanks so much for being here, everyone.
Yep. Take care, everyone. I need to come up with like a final line. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but I will.
Kind of like the old "See at the movies" or something.
Yeah,
like
see
it's the one from the old Beverly Hills Billies. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Well, no, we don't. We want something original. Yeah,
and I hear that. I also think of Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Oh, which isn't a bad.
Y'all come back now, you hear? But take care, everybody. Al Pals rule. Bye.